Hello everyone, Sadi here from Small World. First of all, I hope you're all fine and healthy. It's very important these days. Talking to somebody about Latin music, of course, they asked me, can you come up with some suggestions of music for people who are starting to get into Latin music or who might want to get into Latin music? I came up with a list of 10 albums that you could listen to and learn more about Latin music, different rhythms, different artists. Let me clarify something. These are 10 albums, but it's not a top 10. There's a lot of music, and even coming up with these 10 was quite the exercise. But these are just suggestions, all right? I will also recommend not just the album, but some of the tracks that you might want to listen to. All right, so let's begin in no particular order. Desde un principio, from the beginning, by Marc Anthony. Some of the tracks here are very good, and I would like to highlight Y Hubo Alguien, No Me Ames, and Vivir Lo Nuestro. Some of these are duets. One of them, No Me Ames, a duet with J-Lo. Marc Anthony, J-Lo, there was something there. If you want to know more, Google it.
Te regalo una rosa, la encontré en el camino. No sé si está de...
Next, Bachata Rosa from Juan Luis Guerra y 440. This is not only bachata, despite the name, there are also some merengue songs. Merengue is really upbeat, but actually very easy to dance to. If you want to learn more, you can always ask me or find a tutorial. It's pretty easy. I would like to highlight from here Bachata Rosa, Burbujas de Amor, y La Bilirrubina. That last one is a mouthful for non-Spanish speakers, but it's a pretty good song. Next, God's Project from Aventura. Aventura is the group that Romeo Santos used to belong to before he launched his solo career. Back then, they were a group. A couple of very nice tracks that were very popular at the time, Ella y Yo and Obsesión. The latter was a huge hit, not only in Spanish-speaking countries, but also in the United States.
Ella era una chica plástica, de esas que ven por ahí, de esas que cuando se agitan, sudan Chanel No. 3.
Next on my list is Siembra. Now this is a more old school salsa than the one I mentioned from Marc Anthony, and this is from Rubén Blades, or Rubén Blades if you wish, and Willy Colón. This is a very interesting album. They tried a few things that are very interesting, but very innovative at the time. If you listen, you will know what I mean. The recommended tracks here, Plástico, Pedro Navaja, and Buscando Guayaba. Next on the list, Mi Tierra from Gloria Estefan. At the time that she launched this album, she had already made it big with Miami Sound Machine, most in English, of course, but then she came up with this particular album in Spanish, where she sort of tries to connect with her Cuban roots. Highlights from this, Mi Tierra, same title as the album, and Con los años que me quedan. It's a very nice romantic song.
Welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely place, such a lovely...
Next, Rhythms del Mundo Classics from Buena Vista Social Club. You might never heard of the album, but you should have heard about Buena Vista Social Club. This particular album has versions or remixes of some very popular songs from around the world. It features artists like Amy Winehouse and Katie Tunstall. It's really different. You might want to hear that. Vibras is the next recommendation from J Balvin, a very nice album with a couple of very nice tracks, including Mi Gente, which was a huge success, so much so that at some point there is a remix with Beyoncé. Next, Mágica, and finally, No Es Justo.
¿Quién puede hablar del amor y defenderlo? ¿Quién levante la mano, por favor? ¿Quién puede hablar del dolor?
To wrap it up, I have for you El Dorado from Shakira. This is an interesting one. She goes into different rhythms here. There's a lot of reggaeton, given that, that's granted, but there's also a very good bachata that I actually like the most from this CD, and that is Deja Vu with Prince Royce. She also has other very remarkable collaborations here with La Bicicleta featuring Carlos Vives and Chantaje featuring Maluma. So there you go, 10 Latin music albums that you should listen to if you want to know more about Latin music or you want to get into Latin music. I said I was going to give you 10 Latin music albums, and somehow I ended up with just 9. My bad. So, to make it up to you, I will give you not only that 10th, the missing one, but I'll give you a bonus.
No sé tú, pero yo te busco en cada amanecer.
First of all, Romance from Luis Miguel, as you might guess from the title, a romantic album, so ballads, Spanish language ballads. Here I would like to highlight 3 tracks, La Barca, then No Sé Tú, and Mucho Corazón. Good stuff.
Tocar con Lorenzo. Mañana sábado viene la Virgen. Para tocar con Lorenzo. Mañana sábado viene la Virgen.
Me lleva él o me lo
My bonus comes from Colombia, and this is Vallenato. Vallenato is very close and dear to my heart. The title of the album is Clásicos de la Provincia from Carlos Vives, and here I'd like to highlight and recommend at least 3 of the tracks, and this is La Gota Fría, El Cantor de Fonseca, and Compae Chipuco. So there you go, 10 Latin music albums that you should listen to if you want to know more about Latin music or you want to get into Latin music. Have a good day, I hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave a comment and have a good day.